Alright, so this is the continuation of the previous video. I had just redrawn some of the diagrams. So let's continue with the windings. Okay, so I want to allocate this 12 slots and this 12 conductors into windings. Okay, so what we do is let's start with A phase winding. So I want A phase winding to start from conductor number 1. So this is the starting of the A phase winding. Now the other end of the one should come in the influence of the another pole. So if this is A's first conductor is north pole, the other conductor should be in south pole. So because there are 12 conductors, 1 to 6 will be under north pole, 7 onwards will be under south pole. So let me mark it. So I have this, because the 2 pole 3 phase. So let's assume these are all under north pole and these all should be under south pole. So right now I am arbitrarily giving north and south, but then we can also exactly determine whether it will be north or south pole depending on the direction of the current. Okay. So for the time being, consider this as 2 poles. So 180 degrees apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 into 30 is 180 degrees. So 1 will go and connect to 7. So the other end of the 1 I am just connecting to 7. So the current is going in. Let's assume this is the positive direction of the current. So the current is going upwards and then the current going like this and then comes down. From 7, because I have another slot allocated for A phase, so I can again connect this back to 2. So again current is going in, current is going up here and then again current comes back and then goes to 8. The same logic because to maintain 180 degrees. And then this is the end of the A phase winding. So I'll mark it as A dash. So if you notice 1, 2, 7 and 8 are consumed by the A phase winding. So like this we get B phase winding and C phase winding, which are going to add it. So let's come back to this diagram as I was just redrawing the numbers. So this is 1, 2, 8 and 7 because these are all under the A phase. So this is the starting and this is the ending. So 1 is connected to 7 from behind, then 7 is connected to 2 from the front, 2 is connected to 8 and then this 8 is the A dash and then 1 is the A. So this is the A phase winding. So now the B phase winding, I want exactly 120 degrees physically spatially located from the A phase winding. So if I am starting A phase at 1, I should start B phase at 5 because 30, 60, 90 and 120 degrees. The angle between A and B should be 120 degrees. So let's do that. So I start my B phase winding like this. Now assume that this is the direction of the current in B phase, then B phase goes up and then goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after 6 the conductor is number 11. So 5 connects to 11 and 11 connects back to 6. So let me draw it like this. 6 connects back to 12 and then 12 is the ending of the B phase winding. So I denote it as B dash. So B dash. So 5, 6, 11 and 12 are the conductors which are taken up by the B phase winding, assuming that this is the positive direction of the current. So now 5, so this is B and this is also B and B. Okay. So I have marked in this and then now you see there are only 4 more conductors left, 9, 10, 3 and 4. So obviously 120 degrees away from B should be the starting of C winding. So that I will mark it here. So this is the starting of the C winding. Now you may be wondering, if the C winding current is again positive, will it not create a north pole here? So because it's a 3-phase system, all 3 currents will not be in the same direction at a given time. So the current directions will work it out later. If A and B are positive, the current direction in C might be negative. So we'll work it out later. So let's continue this. So the 9 will be connected 180 degrees. So 30, 30, 30, 30, one more 30 will be here. Then we come to 1 So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then after leaving 6, I'll connect to 3. So this 9 should be connected back to 3. So this is coming from 9 connected back to terminal number 3. Now this 3 will connect back to 10. So I can just do it from here. 3 is connected to 10 and 10 will be connected back to 4. So I can write it like this, or I can also draw it the backwards like this, connected to 4, and then 4 will be the ending of the C dash. Okay, the C winding will be ending at terminal 4. So now if I take this terminal A and take this terminal B and then take another terminal C, so these are my A, B, C terminals. What do you do with the other ends? So this C, A dash and then B dash, C dash, A dash, B dash, all these three are short circuited. So this becomes a star connected three-phase system, and then all the conductors are allocated. So this is the windings. So here also I will write it C. This is the spatial representation, and this is like the developed drawing, so that you understand the connections. So what are the connections? There are 3 windings, so it will be 6 endings. 3 endings will be taken out and the other 3 are connected to star point. Now as I mentioned before, physically how these things are connected, we can just roll it like this and then keep 1 and 12 adjacent to each other. I use this as my clip. So this is the entire stator connection. So you see inside it is hollow, rotor is going to come inside that, and then this is the stator winding. Now why we should do this? Why such a winding connection is required? So you just quickly see it. I draw 3 diagrams here. Again I will do the numbering. So let me just I am drawing these 3 diagrams just so that the diagram does not get cluttered. I will use each diagram for one phase. Okay. Let's look at A phase, 1, 2, 7 and 8. So this is 1, 2, 7, 8. So what is the direction of the current? Is if I put cross here, that means the current is going into the book, and then it comes out of 7, again it goes in at 2, and again it comes out of 8. So this is the current direction. If this is the current direction, what is the direction of the magnetic field? Remember this inside it is air gap. So this is air gap. So I want to see what is the direction of the magnetic field in the air gap. So how do you know the direction of the magnetic field in the air gap? You use the corkscrew rule. If I twist the cork such that the cork is coming out, screw is coming out, so then the magnetic field will be like this. Here also the magnetic field will be like this, and then here the magnetic field will be like this. Sorry, this is right. So this is the magnetic field around created by only the A phase winding. So what is the direction? So this is the direction of the FA, field due to A. By the way, sorry for the confusion, if I just reverse the correct direction, instead of cross here, let's say if I use dot here, and then if I use cross here, I am just reversing the direction of the current. That means the A is coming from behind, and then the current comes out of 1, goes to 7. If I choose such kind of a direction, then I'll get the field like this. Anyway, forget about it. Let's not get confused. Let's go with this. The direction is FA is like this. Now the question is, what is direction of FB? Now in this diagram, what are the conductors for B? That is 5, 6, 12 and 11. So which is here 5, 6, 12 and 11 are the conductors for B. And if I draw an axis kind of thing, so this the current direction here will be cross and the current direction here will be dot. So I get the flux will be like this and the flux will be like this, just using the corkscrew rule. Is it so? Oh, I think I just made a mistake. The current will be like this. This is the current in the. So the resultant current I think this is the final. The resultant will be like this. This is FB. Okay. Sorry for the confusion. Just check it once again. You will get the correct values. So if I just simply rotate this by 120 degrees, I'll get this. So this is correct. Now similarly, for terminal C or for the phase C, what are the conductors? The conductors are 3, 4, 9 and 10. This is 9, 10 and this is this is 9 and this is 10 and this is 3 and 4. So you get the idea. This is in this direction. So whereas the field will be, if I take this as the 9 will be cross and then 3 will be dot. So if the current flowing is cross, then the magnetic field will be downwards here and here also it will be downward. This will be the resultant FC. Now field due to A, field due to B and field due to C. If I show them in a common diagram, see, because all the three fluxes are present in the air gap, so the resultant flux will be FA plus FB plus FC. So if I show it on a common reference or common origin point, this is FA, this is FB and this is FC. So 120 degrees, 120 degrees, 120 degrees. So what I have achieved so far is by physically keeping the windings 120 degrees apart, I am able to get the magnetic flux 120 degrees apart. But the question is, this is the direction, but what is the magnitude of FA, what is the magnitude of FB and what is the magnitude of FC? The magnitude of FA is proportional to current in the A winding, magnitude of B proportional to current in the B winding and magnitude of FC is proportional to current in the C winding. Now also note that this proportionality occurs in both directions. So if I reverse the direction in A, the FA can be like this. If I reverse the direction in B, FB can be like this and so on. So for the current directions I have chosen, so these are the three different directions. Now we come to the question of what are the currents and for that particular current what will be the field.